The Shure Aonic 50 have been my daily drivers for nearly 6 months now. They have been released in the early days of 2020 as Shure's first foray into wireless headphones for a retail price of $400. 2 years later you can get them for roughly half the price, even though they are still Shure's top of the line premium over-ear headphones. You can clearly see and hear that Shure's designers had a clear goal in mind: become the best over-ear headphones a consumer can buy, and at least be competitive with the first outing of this product against the heavyweights in this category, Bose and Sony. Why these are spectacular on the one side and not that great on the other will be discussed in detail right after the intro. Let's get the first thing out of the way. These, and I credit this to its multiple shades of brown, are the best looking headphones I've seen in the last 3 years, and the main reason I came back to them every couple of weeks when looking at a new pair of over-ear headphones. And not only do they look gorgeous, they also feel very premium when taking them out of the very oversized carrying case for the first time. The plastic used feels very robust, the small Shure logo on the cups is the perfect size, and the smooth metal arms attaching the ear cups with the bands are just one more loud voice in a puddle of voices screaming, "This is pure quality," into your ears. The stitched leather headband as well as the leather wrapped ear pads, which are removable and therefore making it easier to clean, just further this impression even more. But quality and robustness aside, these have a flaw that has been fixed with its successors, the Aonic 40. The hinges are unfoldable, and therefore taking them with you on longer trips, well, it's rather lackluster. Less breakage equals less transportability. And you will see this in the review that the Aonic 50 have this tendency to have something amazing on the one hand and something lacking on the other. Speaking of this duality, to me the headphones are super comfortable to wear, the clamping forces are very neutral, and I can wear them for hours on end due to them having a perfectly distributed weight. But they are still, well, chunky boys. Heavier than most of the headphones produced in 2020 and way heavier than Sennheiser's and Sony's newest iterations. Controlling them is done via a row of buttons, which I prefer over touch controls. Shure includes a 2.5mm socket if you ever run out of battery power, a USB-C port that doubles for charging the headphones from 0 to full in 2 hours, as well as a data port which lets you hear your music over USB-C in case you forgot or lost your cables, which is actually pretty awesome. Then there are dedicated volume controls, play, pause, as well as noise cancelling on and off switch. And that's almost everything there is to say about the outer shell of the Aonic 50s. I have 3 more points on my list that define these headphones in my opinion, starting with what describes Shure's ambition and plans the most: sound quality over everything else. These have every available codec on board to guarantee you the best type of sound quality available to you at any point in time on any device you connect. This includes aptX HD, LDAC and aptX low latency. To hammer this point home in the most straightforward point possible, these are the best sounding pair of headphones I had the pleasure to use. They are super well balanced, subtle and at the same time very energetic. Most headphones are balanced to one or the other type of music, speaking well to a typical type of listener. These, on the other hand, can guarantee you a pretty much flawless listening experience with every type of music due to their ability to extract details in the most natural way. Listening to songs I have heard of 1,000 times before, discovering new details along the way is a wonderful experience. Also, the low frequencies are deep and feel alive at the same time. You can clearly hear Shure's prowess in terms of sound when using the Aonic 50s. I've recorded some audio samples of these headphones to give you a better insight of how they actually sound with a binaural microphone, so feel free to use your own headphones to listen to the Shure Aonic 50s. Now let's get on the second to last point on my list, the battery life. With ANC turned on, these will last you approximately 20 hours with a full charge. This isn't impressive, especially since much cheaper headphones like the One More Sono Flows boast an impressive range of 70 hours, but 20 hours is still enough hours to not be worried about having forgotten to charge your headphones for a longer trip the next day. A problem though is the lack of a simple auto switch off mode, which cost me quite some battery over the last 6 months. These do not power off when you don't power them off. So forgetting them after a long session on their stand is something that happens well regularly to me, waking up to only 50% of charge. And now the final point on my list, the active noise cancelling. This is something that can actually be talked about quite fast. There are two different modes, normal and max, which can be adjusted through the Shure app. I prefer the max option even though there's a slight shift in terms of sound, giving it a raise in volume. The ANC is sufficient enough to cancel out every kind of transportation noises and humming sounds around you, mostly in the lower frequencies and also some in the mid-ranges. But don't think that these headphones, released in 2020, can be compared or can actually keep up with anything that Bose, Sony or Sennheiser have released in its latest generations of over-ear headphones. To clarify this, these have great ANC for a 2-year-old headphone, but today's software overkill ANC feature-riddled headphones give you plenty more to play with. I also recorded a sample of how this sounds with a busy road near and with ANC on and off. Use your own headphones to catch all the details, and after that I will give you my verdict on the Shure Aonic 50s. These have a few flaws, predominantly the battery life, no multi-point connection, which I actually forgot to mention in the review, and the missing hinges, which makes transportation easier and safer. But these have all been fixed by the Aonic 40s. The 50s also have a few highlights, including the good ANC, the variability, the looks, the premium materials used, and above all, the best sound quality I have experienced in any kind of over-ear headphones I have actually used this far. And I think the brown just looks ridiculously cool and different enough. And now that these are coming down in price, if you, like me, care more for sound than anything else, give them a try when getting your next headphones. These are well worth the money invested into them. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to subscribe to this channel. There are plenty more of this type of content and many other things available for you to watch. Have a great day, see you around, and goodbye.